Hey, what's happening everybody? Welcome back. Electrified Rider here. Today I wanted to have a chat about bike lanes. You know, the idea is great, and in some situations it can work out well. I would say for long straightaways with very limited turnouts, side streets, especially if you've got pylons or something protecting that lane, it can be a good thing. But bike lanes have also proven, in my experience, whether it's on a bicycle or a PEV, to be quite dangerous at times. There are so many things that can pop up and cause an issue. One being the unawareness of drivers on the road. Something I've come across many times is, let's say a driver at the front of the pack is stopping in the middle of the road. It's a one-lane road, and this car is going to take a left-hand turn. Oftentimes the car that's directly behind that car will try to swerve around to the right and get around that car that's in the middle of the road waiting to make a left turn, waiting for a gap in the oncoming traffic. And they'll literally drive their car right into the bike lane. I've seen it dozens and dozens of times. And here's one that happens all the time. A car that's traveling in the lane to the left of you decides it's going to take an abrupt right turn right in front of you without any turn signal indicator. And almost always they make this turn without checking their side mirror or looking over their shoulder. In many cases, they just came up and passed you as well. That's one situation that can be the most frustrating because it just shows complete lack of awareness. And I mean, really, come on, how hard is it to flick the little handle on your turn signal? And then there's the very common driver taking a right-hand turn out of a side street. And for whatever reason, they fail to see you. Sometimes they don't look all the way left before they pull out into the lane. I think a lot of times drivers are more focused on the actual car lane than the bike lane. So I'm always expecting that the cars around me don't see me. It's the same thing if you ride a motorcycle. Defensive driving techniques really does save lives and keeps you more in control of the situation. Also, if a city doesn't maintain a bike lane, it tends to gather lots of road debris. Whether it's broken glass, gravel that fell out of the back of a dump truck, nails, trash, I mean, you name it, it gathers up on the side of the road. Another issue I've run across many a time is when going around a blind turn in a bike lane, other pedestrians, bike riders, scooter riders in the bike lane go in the wrong direction. Then there's the cars, trucks, delivery vans that like to park and utilize the bike lane, whether they're making a quick delivery stop or maybe just looking for an opportunity to turn around, pull a quick U-turn. This can present several different dangerous scenarios that I've come across. One being the door could come flinging open. So if you try to make your way around the vehicle that's parked in the bike lane, you've got to veer out very wide around that vehicle to clear any possible door coming open. Or that vehicle may quickly and abruptly pull out from the bike lane if it just finished dropping somebody off or dropping off a package. So once again, if you're making your way around that vehicle, the driver may not see you coming up from behind and pull out right in front of you as you're going around. Now, I can't really blame the delivery drivers. Sometimes, they don't have many options on where they can park. And lastly, when you're utilizing a bike lane, whether you're going bicycle speed, let's say you're going, 20 miles an hour on one of these smaller scooters, you've constantly got cars passing you on the left-hand side, and a lot of times they even kind of gas it to try to get by you because they're kind of uncomfortable having you on the side of them. So you're coming in close contact with vehicle after vehicle after vehicle, which is why I make the argument that going with the flow, utilizing the lane when I can, allows me to be better seen, helping to avoid most of those situations I just described that occur in the bike lane, and you're also left with more room to maneuver. But as somebody who utilizes bike lanes, I'm very aware of these situations. I do somewhat worry about more novice riders, regardless of what you're riding on. A lot of the knowledge of the road comes with time and experience. That's why I'm sharing this video, hopefully to help others out there just to become more aware, more defensive in their riding techniques. And that brings me to the next point that I wanted to share with you guys. So where do we go from here? Well, one thing that I'm seeing a lot more of and that I actually really like is these share the road symbols that are out painted on the middle of the lane that usually depict like a bicycle and arrows, just letting drivers know that this lane is going to be shared with others. I think it makes a lot of sense to do it this way. And who knows, perhaps in the future, as things progress, infrastructure finally gets updated, maybe we'll see every roadway dedicate at least one lane to these share the road symbols. And even if it's just a one-lane road, if it's an area that generally gets other pedestrian and PEV type traffic, I think that signage just in general helps to bring more awareness and can work out for the benefit of everybody. And I can see it from the driver's point of view as well, being frustrated sometimes if you're behind a slower moving individual, whether they're on a bicycle or any other PEV. So those who maintain a slower speed are still going to need to really be on high alert for traffic coming up behind them, people passing them and whatnot. But if you're going with the flow of the traffic, you eliminate a ton of hazards. So those are my thoughts and opinions about the bike lane. I've seen other versions of bike lanes elsewhere that are much wider, much larger, much more protected. Generally speaking, in the area where I ride, the bike lanes are just basically a white line and a small shoulder for you to utilize. It's better than nothing. I'm glad it's there. But there's many potential hazards with being on the right side of the road on a small shoulder, as I just described, that I just wanted to bring a bit of awareness to for anybody out there enjoying the outdoors, commuting, getting where you need to go on whatever mobility device you're on. So with that, I just want to thank you all for tuning in to today's video. I surely do appreciate your time. I hope you were able to get out on a ride today on your EUC or PEV. When out there, have fun, stay safe, and until next time, this is Electrified Rider. Talk to you again soon.